Alright, give me a second to get situated. Okay, first and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahushai Ba'ashim, Rakak and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me the truth. Today's camp, I wanted to go over what's happening over there, Israel, Iran, going into how World War III is right there. Okay, World War III is at the brink. Okay, this is the escalation, ultimate prophecy being fulfilled. Right, because throughout the entire scriptures, Ezekiel, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Zechariah, they all talked about one event. Okay, and that one event is, hey, World War III, right? And also destruction upon America. So, hey, a couple minutes ago, I followed this guy on Twitter called Mario Nawfal, and he's a pretty much he's a guy that just commentates always with the news on point, and just releasing what's going on daily. And he released today, a couple minutes ago, a tweet saying, I ran to Arab leaders. We don't care what you say. War with Israel is happening. Right? So that's what the Iranian leaders have told to the other Arabs, right? Saudi Arabia, all those other leaders, that they don't care. Right? They don't care what they say. War with Israel is happening. Okay, and what we're seeing right now is that the Most High, that he is working on the minds of these kings. Right, let's get that in Proverbs. I think it's Proverbs chapter 21. Right, Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1, it says, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Right, so the king's heart, right, going into these presidents, these rulers, okay, it's their heart, which when you go into that word heart in the Hebrew, it goes into the mind, right? It's talking about the mind, right? So all these rulers' minds is in the hand of Yahweh, okay, because he is the one that controls everything. Right? There's no such thing as free will, okay, like the world thinks that you can just control and bend the universe to do whatever you want. That doesn't work, right? The Most High is allowing you to do that. He's the one putting it in your mind to even do that. Okay, it says that his ways are above our ways, and we can't even comprehend how he operates. Okay, so it's an illusion of free will when you go into it. And all these kings, right? The fact that this Iranian leader said, "Hey, we don't care what these Arab countries say. We gonna fight with Israel. War is coming to Israel." That is the Most High working on their minds to fulfill His prophecy. Okay, the prophecy of World War III, right? Again, it says, "The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, as of rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will." Right? As water, he does whatever he wants. Like I said, as water, he does whatever he wants. Okay, and his will is ultimately to, hey, World War III, like I've been saying. Okay, as it says in Zephaniah, let's pull that real quick, just to get the context of what we're going into. In Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8, it says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy." Right, so that's the Lord's determination, is to gather these nations and destroy them. Okay, and that's going to happen over there in the east. Right, as it says in Joel the 3rd chapter, the valley of Jehoshaphat, okay, aka Yehoshaphat, which means Yahweh's judgment. And that's going to happen over there in that region, Saudi Arabia. Okay, there's another scripture, I think it's Joel chapter 2, right, where it talks about how their face is going to be towards the hinder seat. Let's just pull it. Let's pull it. Before I butcher it, Joel chapter 2. Right, Joel chapter 2 and verse 20 says, "But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate." Right, and that northern army is going into this American army. Right, all these people here, hey, once World War III really starts brewing up, they're gonna start sending those draft letters, right? You're gonna start getting those calls talking about how you've been elected, right? You've been elected into the 2020 draft, right? You have two options: go to war or go to prison. And a lot of these people, hey, they're gonna try to pull up their big boy pants, right? Try to be masculine, okay? And they're gonna go fight to just get murked by a missile instantly, right? To get murked ultimately at the end by Yahweh Shai when he comes with the angels, right? Because that's what's gonna happen. Nobody's gonna survive the Third World War, because Yahweh Shai is gonna come in the midst to just blitz all of them. So it says, but I will remove far off. And that's where the Third World War is going to take place. But going back to the article I was reading, Twitter post, it says, Iran has bluntly told Arab leaders, including those from Saudi Arabia and Jordan, that it doesn't care about their opinions regarding an impending war with Israel. Following the assassination of Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran, which Iran blames on Israel, an attack is considered imminent, right? I made a video yesterday going into how the Iranian president has already promised, he's vowed that he's going to attack the Israelis. So it's already a done deal, right? It's a done deal that's going to happen, okay? And that's ultimately escalation, right? As it says in Jeremiah, the least of the flock shall draw them out. Let's get that. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 45. It says, therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh they have taken against Babylon. Right, when it's talking about Babylon here, it's talking about America. It says, and his purposes, his purpose against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation. Pull this up a little bit. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Right, that's exactly what's going to happen. Okay, the least of the flock is going to draw them out. Okay, who's the least of the flock? Least of the flock is going into those Israelis. Okay, they are the least of the flock. And they're going to draw out who? The big boys. They're going to draw out Russia. They're going to draw out America. Okay, through this little conflict. Right, it all started with Israel, Palestine. Then Israel, Lebanon. Now Israel, Iran. And eventually Russia is going to get involved, because Iran and Russia are pretty much bros. They're allies. Okay, and we already know who's backing Israel, America, and that's how you get Russia versus America. Okay, the least of the flock is going to draw them out. And it says, surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. Right? These these Amalekites, these Israelis, the least of the flock, they are going to make their habitation desolate with them. Okay? Because of the little conflict, they're going to make their whole land desolate. Okay? Israel, the land of Israel, is going to be wiped out. Okay? They're also going to make the land of America desolate because of this little conflict. America is going to be destroyed by nuclear missiles. Okay? That's why it says, verse 46 breaks it down. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved. Right? What kind of military technology, right, can make the earth move? Right, can make a great noise. Okay. ICBM. It says, and the cry is heard amongst the nations. Right, because when this goes down, America, everything we see around us gets absolutely wiped out by a missile, right, a nuke. Okay. There's going to be other people around the earth that feel it. Okay, that feel this go down. That are hey, this is going to be a televised event. Okay. They're going to be on the news in other nations talking about America has just been nuked. Right? People are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Right? Because everybody believes that this place is untouchable. Okay, that this place is never going to go down. But contrary to popular belief, the Most High has already written that it's going to go down. And there's nothing these people can do to stop it. Right? There's nothing President Trump, right? Biden, Kamala, okay, Putin, okay, any of these people can do to stop the prophecies of the Lord. Everything that is happening is going to lead to World War III. Okay, and if you ain't part of the elect, hey, you're out of here. Okay, the Most High, hey, He ain't gonna cover you. He ain't gonna protect you, because hey, you wanted to be wicked, you're gonna receive a wicked judgment. But going back to the Twitter post I was reading, it says, it says the strike could occur as early as Monday, with groups like Hezbollah potentially joining the offensive. Right, Hezbollah going into the military, pretty much a group of Lebanon. Okay, and that's another thing. Israel has been attacking Lebanon, and Lebanon back to Israel. Hey, it's been like a week now. Okay, that's another escalation, and this has happened out of nowhere. Right, we've had some, and well, the war's been happening since last year, started around November, if I remember correctly. That's when things started going down. But out of nowhere, right? Out of nowhere. And no, this actually started around in August, if I remember correctly. I feel like. But now is when things are really starting to brew up. Okay. Now is when we're seeing the least of the flock drawing them out. Their prophecy is speeding up. But it says the strike could occur as early as Monday, with groups like Hezbollah potentially joining the offensive. The U.S. and Israel are bracing for a major multi-front conflict that could destabilize the region. Okay, so they're bracing. Here it is. You have the U.S. Embassy, okay, telling Americans to get out of Lebanon, right, to get out of Iran, get out of Israel, okay, because war is coming. Okay, war is coming. And this, the sources for this were first posted to WSJ, Axios, and Ynet. So this is a real deal. It's solidified. Iran is going to attack Israel. And as soon as that happens, Israel is going to attack Iran, man. Let's go. Okay, and it's crazy because I had a vision about this months ago. I had a vision that this was going to happen months ago, and the vision I had is happening exactly in the time frame that I saw it happen. Okay? So let me read the scripture before I tell my vision, going into what happened. In Joel chapter 2, in verse 28, it says, "And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions, and also upon your servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit." Alright, so it's been prophesied that at the end days, where everybody, even heathens, we're gonna have visions about what's gonna happen in the future. Okay, and the way you know a dream is a vision is if it's directly linked to Bible prophecy. That's how you know it's a vision. So, a couple months ago, I had a dream, which I believe was a vision, that I was so I go to university, and here I'm supposed to graduate this December, but I had this dream around February, around there, March. I was still in school. But I had a dream that I woke up, I was in my apartment, and I woke up and I look at my phone, and the first thing I see is a Twitter notification from the same guy going into how Israel has attacked Iran. Okay, no joke, no gimmick. It says Israel has attacked Iran. Okay, and I remember I saw that. I'm like, wow, like I was rejoicing because that's like there's no going back after that. And we're in times where there's no going back. There's not going to be any peace treaty. This is a time, looking at everything that's happening, that we're really going to start seeing some development, because everything is in place. Right? Everything is in place. The digital infrastructure for the mark of the beast is in place. These countries dumping the dollar slowly but surely, making their own country. The BRICS currency is taking place. We're seeing the escalation of World War III, okay, as I've been talking about taking place. Right? So everything is already set up, okay, for that final fall. So, hey, this is the time. But in that dream, in that vision, I looked at my phone and it said Israel has attacked Iran. And I remember I look at that, I'm like, okay, if that's a vision, then that shit might happen before I graduate. Because I thought I was gonna graduate in May from the university, but I guess I had some extra credits. So I'm like, damn, if this is a vision, then this might happen a year before May, right? It has to happen before May to link up with the vision and where I was at, still in the university apartments. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. But now, right, the fact that they told me, okay, you gotta take extra credits, you gotta go take another semester. And now, going into, after we start school here in August, end of August, right? Everything is lining up, right? I go back to school. I'm in that university apartment, okay? And how it's looking right now, Iran has vowed to attack Israel. That means that, hey, that vision was legit. That vision was legit, and it's going to take place exactly how I saw it, okay? And hey, if that was legit, then the other one I had about pretty much upwards of the people, right, is soon to take place, right? Soon, because I had another vision going into how in that same university, right? Well, these two visions, they have to happen before. Like I was saying, for these to be visions, they have to happen by December. And the reason I say that is because where I was at, right, those university apartments, and I graduated in December. So then the other vision I saw was uproars of the people, man. In this university, like a little shop, little like a convenience store. Hey, it was students, man, students going crazy, man. Opening up the store, man. Going right, just ravaging shit, screaming, jumping up and right, trying to get checked out. And I remember I was seeing all this, and it's crazy because it goes to show that the Lord is gonna, hey, he's gonna take care of the elect, right? And Lord willing, I'm a part of that number because in the midst of all that chaos, that little store, man, it was a little store. It was packed like sardines. In that little store, out of all the people, right, the cashier looked me in the eyes, and everybody, Salakia, everybody, as I was saying, in that little store, out of all the people, the cashier could have shut out because there was people jumping over the counter. Right? It was insane, like literally, like upwards of the people. Out of all that, the cashier looked at me, made eye contact, and he checked me out right there in the midst of everybody, and I got out smoothly. Right? What does that go to show? It goes to show that the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and He's going to take care of the elect. Right here it is. Hey, out of everybody, they weren't able to get food and water. But me, I walked in there smoothly, right? Cashier checked me out, and I got out, in and out. So I take those to be signs. And if that's a sign, a vision, then hey, chaos is right around the corner. Okay. And I don't put dates. Brothers shouldn't be putting dates on things because ultimately it just leads. If that date comes where you think something's gonna happen and it doesn't happen, then hey, ultimately that's gonna deteriorate your faith, right? You're just setting a timer for your faith to knock out. Right? Because imagine I say, yeah, we're gonna be saved out of here by 2026, right? The Lord is coming 2026. I say that. Imagine. I'm not saying that for real, but imagine. And then let's say that date comes and he hasn't came back. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna fall out, right? Because I put a time limit. Okay, I put an expiration date on my faith, and you can't be doing that. This is all about patience and discipline, waiting it out until the end, no matter what happens. But I just wanted to put that out there just in case. But yeah, if it's a vision, by December something's happening. I just put it like that. And when that happens, hey, I'm gonna go back to the videos I posted, right? Because everything's recorded, right? Everything's recorded. But let's go through all of Ezekiel 7 now. That's in my spirit. I haven't read this in a minute. This is Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 1. It says, "Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Also, thou son of man, thus saith Yahweh unto the land of Israel, the end is come upon the four corners of the land." Okay, and that's what the prophets are telling the people right now. As it says in, I think it's Isaiah or Ezekiel, it says prophesy against Mount Seir, right? Tell Mount Seir that, hey, Yahweh's going to make your land desolate, right? He's going to make your land barren, okay? Nobody's going to ever inhabit your land again. Going into how, hey, the prophets are supposed to tell these Edomites, these heathens, okay, that America is going to be destroyed. And that's what we're doing. But the same way, hey, we're telling everybody what else is coming. We're telling everybody the end is coming. World War III is coming. Right? It says that the Most High, he speaketh, pretty much, the Most High spake at diverse times through his prophets. I think that's Hebrews 1 and 1. Right? The Most High speaks through his prophets. But it says, now is the end come upon thee, now send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. And mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abominations shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh, right? The Lord, and he said, you reap whatever you sow. Now you want to be wicked ass nigga, and you're going to get a wicked ass judgment. You want to be righteous, and you're going to get a righteous judgment, salvation, right? So whatever you do, that's what's going to come upon you. And it says that, hey, his eyes not going to spare, neither will he have pity. He doesn't care if you're old, okay? If you're a little baby, a woman. The Lord looks at the spirit. He doesn't look at the flesh, okay, the outward appearance. He looks at the spirit and your ways. And that's what he's going to judge, right? A lot of people don't understand judgment, right? A lot of people see a little kid get murked, 2 years old, ran over by a car, say, damn, he's done nothing. He didn't deserve that, right? But they don't understand that that spirit, right, that spirit in a previous life did something, okay? They don't understand judgment. That spirit in a previous life did something, and here it is, they're back in another body, same spirit, receiving the judgment for what they did in their past life. And that's the understanding. But they don't understand that. They look at the outward appearance and judge based off of, they judge based off on that. Can't say that. They judge based on that. Okay, but let's get a scripture going into how the Most High is not going to have pity. Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4 says, and Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city and through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Okay, and that mark that is talking about here is going into a spiritual mark of protection, of exemption, not to touch these men. Okay, and the only men that are going to be sighing and crying for all the abominations done in the midst thereof is going to the elect. Right, every single day we're out here sighing and crying for all the wickedness that's going on. Right, all these homosexuals running rampant, right? Pedophilia on the main street, okay, bestiality. This is every single day the elect are sighing and crying for the wickedness that's being taking place. It says, and to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Right, so, and the Lord said to those death angels, hey, slay utterly old, young, maids, little children, women. Right? Doesn't matter who they are. Slay upon anybody that doesn't have that thawa. Right? When you go to the Hebrew word, it's thawa, the mark of exemption. Okay, that's exactly what's going to happen. It said, and begin at my sanctuary. Right? Because judgment, it says that judgment shall begin at the house of God. Right? With those that know what's going on. So Yahushua said that the servant that knew his Lord's will and did not according so shall be beaten with many stripes, right? But the servant who didn't know his Lord's will and didn't do it shall be beaten with less stripes. For whomsoever much is given, much is required. So the fact that you have the truth, the knowledge, the understanding means you have an obligation. You know what you're supposed to do, and if you don't do it, and that means a bigger price, a bigger hand of judgment is going to come upon you. So that's an even scarier thing. That's even scarier. But right, it made me think of another scripture, right? How it talks about how I think it's Hebrews. It says, "For if we sin willfully after we have received the truth, we have no remission of sins." Okay. It says that. Let me just read it. Let me read it. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 26, it says, "For if we sin woefully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries." Right? In sin, right? 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4 is the transgression of the law. Okay, and these Christians out here that continuously break the law, they're in the category of what we're about to read, because they sin willfully. Now you tell a Christian, so-called Christian, out here in these churches, you're not supposed to eat pork. They tell you, nah, I'm gonna eat whatever I want. The Lord said that He made all foods clean, right? Completely butchering the scriptures, twisting it to their own wicked understanding. Okay, they're sinning willfully. And it says that, for if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries. It says, he that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses, right? Going into, hey, the law, right? Old Testament, the covenant, right? Under the law of Moses, if you were to follow it 100%, okay, if you're a homosexual, you're going to be put to death. Okay, if you're collecting sticks on the Sabbath, you're supposed to be put to death. Okay, that's how harsh it was. Okay, but it says, he that despoils Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. Of how much sore punishment, suppose ye, shall he be thought worthy who hath trodden under the foot the Son of God, and hath counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified an unholy thing, and hath done despite unto the Spirit of grace. So going into how much sore punishment are going to be these people that pretty much crucified Yahushua again by going out and doing the wickedness, right? Going into how you're going to have a worse judgment. It says, for we know him that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto me, I will recompense, saith Yahweh, and again the Lord shall judge his people. It says, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, right? So it tells you clearly, right? It tells you clearly. The Most High ain't out here to play. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Right? Soon to come, these people are going to realize why Yahweh used to be called Al-Shadia. Right? Soon to come, these people are going to realize why Yahweh was called Al-Shadia. Right? Going into how he was a demon-like power. Right? That's what that word means. Allah means power. Shad goes into demon. Yah goes pretty much into heat. He is a demon-like power because all the judgment he was pushing forth on the earth. Okay, the Lord, he does everything. Right? It says that he kills, he makes alive. He wounds, he heals. And there is nobody that can take out of his hand. If he wants to mess with you, he gonna do it. Right? So it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Let's go to Ezekiel 7 again. Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 5, it says, thus saith Yahweh, an evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. And that's the point, that the end is coming. It's right there. Okay, you have these people, our people, of course, Israelites, that always go into how, oh, my grandma's grandma has been talking about the end is coming, and it still hasn't came. I'm not going to worry about that. That's not going to happen in my lifetime. Okay? That was also prophesied. Okay? It's supposed to be that way. Let's read it. Ultimately, these people are ignorant. The Most High has made them ignorant. Right? It talks about how he's made them blind. Right? He has circumcised their hearts are uncircumcised. Their ears, right, can't hear. The Most High has these people blinded. It says that the deceived and the deceiver are his. He controls all. But in Ezekiel chapter 12, Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 22, it says, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? Right? Going into how the days are prolonged. Right? All those prophecies, they fail. They ain't going to come to pass. Right? My grandma been saying that. It says, Tell them therefore, thus saith Yahweh, I will make this a proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. Okay, that's exactly what we're doing. Right? We're warning the people that the days are at hand. You got to get right, okay, before the Most High makes you right. Right? You got to get right before the Most High makes you right, because ultimately, Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai, hey, after these 2/3 are destroyed, they're going to come back in the right mind. So you got to get right before the Most High makes you right. Hey, I might make a video going into that today. Right? But it says, It says, "For there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. For I am Yahweh, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged for your days, or Rebelli's house, while I say the word and will perform it, saith Yahweh." Again, the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, "Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesieth of the times that are far off." Right, the same thing. Right, that's never gonna happen. That's gonna happen in years to come. It's not gonna happen in my lifetime. Right? Those are our people. That's a sign that those are our people. Okay, because it says that the nation of Israel is hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious. Okay, they don't want to get right. They're completely against hearing the words of the Lord. Okay, we see it, right? We see it. If the so-called Latino, Negro, Native American are not the Hebrew Israelites, I do not know who are. Because we are the only people that fit the bill of everything that has been written about those people. The curses, okay, the history. We are the only people that fit that history. But it says, "Therefore say unto them, thus saith Yahweh, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith Yahweh." Okay, so everything that's written is going to come to pass. Okay, it says, "Let God be true, but every man a liar." Everything that is written is going to come to pass. It says in Isaiah that his word, okay, every single word that goes out, let me just pull it. I think it's Isaiah 55 and 11. Right. Isaiah chapter 55 verse 11, it says, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it." Right, so all the words he has spoken, okay, via his prophets, every single one of them is not going to go out void. Every single one of the prophecies is going to come to pass. Whether you believe it or not, is going to come to pass. It says in Romans chapter 3 and verse 3, right, "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of, how does it say, shall their unbelief make the effect of God, or make God without effect?" Going into how, hey, even if they don't believe, it ain't going to change nothing. It's not going to change the way everything is running. But Ezekiel 7, let's go back. Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 7, it says, "The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in their land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains. It says, Now will I surely pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish mine anger upon thee. Now will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thy abominations. And mine eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. I will recompense thee according to thy ways, and thine abominations that are in the midst of thee. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh that smiteth. Behold the day, behold, it is come. The morning is gone forth, the rod hath blossomed, pride hath budded. Violence is risen up into a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor of their multitude, nor of any of theirs, neither shall there be wailing for them. It says, The time is come, the day draweth near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof." Right? So, ultimately going into how, let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn. I'm going to keep reading. It says, "For the seller shall not return to that which he sold, although they were yet alive. For the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return, neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life." Right? So, all that buying and selling is going to be like if you've never done it. Right? That seller, okay, is not going to return to that which he sold, even though he's alive, because all that is going to be irrelevant. Okay, these people out here making YouTube videos, okay, as their income, playing video games as their income, that shit's gonna mean nothing, man. It's gonna mean nothing, right? Even so-called essential jobs are gonna mean nothing, right? The so-called essential jobs of having to be a government worker or cleaning the city and all that, that's gonna be out the window, right? All that's gonna go out the window. Okay, It says, neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life. Right? So all these people out here that are committing iniquity, which is iniquity is sin upon sin, just being wicked, they're not going to strengthen themselves in that manner. Right? Because everything that they try to do carnally is also not going to come. Like I was saying, all these people out here doomsday prepping, at the end of the day, they ain't going to be able to strengthen themselves with that. They might temporarily, right? But hey, what if you're out here prepping, you have your little bunker with food for 5 years, and all of a sudden, you're caught in the midst of the chaos. You can't even reach your bunker. Right? All the shit you did was for nothing. Right? You're not going to have another plan. You're through. Right? So, you never know where you're going to be. And that's why you can't rely upon the carnal. Right? What's going to save us is the spiritual, man. It's our faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And that's a sincere faith. Okay? Miracles are going to be happening. You got to really believe that. That's the only thing that's going to get us out of here. And you're not going to be able to get on a chariot, okay, with money. You're not going to be able to tell an angel, hey, I got 100 bands, or I'll give you the bread, just let me get in the chariot. That ain't going to happen, right? Yahushua said that you can't buy yourself into the kingdom of heaven, right? When you had that guy going into how much does it cost, right? Peter said, hey, repent, right? you can't buy this with money. Roughly paraphrased. But verse 14, it says, they have blown the trumpet even to make all ready, but none goes to the battle. For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. Right? Right now we're blowing that trumpet. Right? It says in Isaiah, let's get that. Blow that trumpet. Can't find the one in Isaiah, but I'll get this one in Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse. Slovakia. Right, Ezekiel chapter 33 and we'll start at verse 1. It says, again, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coasts, and set him for a watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet, and warn the people, that if whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet, and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet, and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchman see the sword come, and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at thy mouth, and warn them from me. Right, and that's the point, is that right now the prophets are set as the watchmen, okay, to tell the people what's coming, okay. And if we don't tell the people, the blood is upon our heads, right? But if we tell the people and they still don't get right, then hey, we done what we gotta do, right? We've blown that trumpet, they didn't get right, the blood is off our hands because we warned them, right? So going back to Ezekiel chapter 7, it goes into how we have blown that trumpet, but none have came to the battle. Right, going into how these people out here, they ain't trying to get right. Right, they ain't trying to hear the words of the Lord. Right, verse 14, they have blown the trumpet even to make all ready, but none goeth to the battle. For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. Right, going into how the conditions, situations. I says that he that is in the field shall die with the sword. Right? So all these people out here, the suburbans, these rural areas, the primary way they're going to be destroyed, killed, is by the sword. Okay, the gun. The modern day sword is the gun. Right? Imagine all these people out here, right? People riding around in F-150s, right? Six in the trunk, right? With shotguns. That's how mostly the people on the field, the suburbans, are going to get destroyed. Right? It says, and those that in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour them. Right? That's going to be the main way that people are going to be dying. Right? It's famine and pestilence, because in the city, it's pretty much a concentration, right, shoulder to shoulder, of a bunch of people. Okay, and if one person is sick, here it is, they're talking to somebody a couple feet away, they get sick, and another one, another one, another one. And that's how pestilence spreads. Okay, it's proximity. Okay, it says famine because same thing, right? Food gets into a city normally by a centralized, what's the word? Like a central thing, central person. Right? Normally you have truckers coming in, right, to deliver food. Okay, you have all these companies. It's truckers, yeah. You normally have truckers coming in, they deliver, unload, and that's how you get your food in your supermarkets. But in these days, there's not going to be no truckers bringing food and back. That's going to be a lost thing. Right? So all these people that all these people that went to the supermarkets to get food, supermarkets are going to be completely empty, right? Empty. So that's where the famine kicks in, right? Whereas if you're in the field, out here, if you're in some farm, you have your crops, right? You might have a well where you could get water, right? Famine's not going to hit you as hard. Right? That's the comparisons. Okay, and the fact that I was talking about supermarkets made me think of a scripture, right? Going into how all these supermarkets, they're going to be pretty much instantly, they're instantly going to vanish. Everything that's inside, as soon as shit goes down, people are going to go raid the stocks, the shelves. Okay, and Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22, it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Right, so all these sown places, these storehouses, right, Walmarts, okay, your Costco's, okay, your gas stations, what else? All these stores around us, every single one of them, suddenly they're going to be found empty. Because, hey, these people, right, look at 2020, what happened, right? 2020, right, these people were looting the stores for fucking toilet paper. Toilet paper, right? And pretty much nothing went down. So imagine when there's real necessity for food and water. Hey, people are going to take anything. They're going to take that bottle of sardines or just some random thing they never eat. They're going to take it all because in their idea, in their head, they're not going to know how long this is going to take place, right? They're going to be thinking of, oh, we don't know when this is going to end, so we got to take everything we can and we got to do this and that and that and this, right? That's how they're going to be thinking. But the elect, and we don't know how long it's going to take, but we know Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to provide. Right? If we go to the store, right? Example, if we go to the store, this is how the elect are supposed to we're supposed to think. If we go to the store, and we're seeing that all these people are raiding the shelves, right? Chaos, people fighting each other, and I'm going to try to get what I can. I'm going to go in with my cart, and I'm going to get what I can. Get what I can. I'm not going to be out here trying to fight over a piece of extra toast or a piece of something extra, right? Just to get murked. Nah, you get in, right? And you get what you can. If you only leave with 2 bottles or 2 packets of chicken breast, hey, that's all you got, right? Just know that the Lord's going to take care of you. But people are not going to think like that, right? They're going to be in that store, and they're going to think, damn, we got to get extra, right? Let's get whatever that food has in his cart, right? We got to get whatever this guy has over here, right? And that's what, hey, chaos, fighting, right? People are going to start murdering each other off that, right? And I was thinking about it, forgot when, but I think it was actually happening already, right? When shit was like deep. Now, all these people that go to the stores and they buy all these things, you're gonna have people in the parking lot waiting for you. Right, so imagine you finally go to the store, you fight, you might have to kill somebody to get your food. You come out of the store and here it is. There's 5 dudes with shotguns waiting for you, right at your car. And they don't even give you no remorse. They just blast you and take everything you have. Right, that's another situation. So that's why, hey, If you ain't got Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai out here, hey, you're through, right? Because something is constantly going to be happening, right? It says that in Amos. Let's get that. This is Amos chapter 5 and verse 18. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him." All right, so it's going to be constantly something, right? Like I said, constantly something. You might be doing this, right, and all of a sudden your car breaks down. And while your car's broken down, you get surrounded by looters, okay? And while those looters are absolutely savaging you, right, you get shot in the leg, right? Now you can't walk to your house. You know, it's going to be constantly something. It's literally going to be the most insane movie that anybody has ever seen. The greatest Marvel, the greatest DC, okay, the greatest movie written by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, forget no Quentin Tarantino, okay, and all these so-called top producers. It's going to be written by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the ultimate movie. Okay? And the crazy part is that we have a glimpse, we have an insight into how that movie is going to end and everything that's going to happen on a stage-to-stage basis. Okay? Everybody is going to be, it's like if everybody's in the movie theater sitting down and the elect are behind the movie, right? We're in the little booth, like looking at the reel. Okay? That's exactly how it is right now. We have the insight, and this is true gold and silver, is the wisdom that we have in being able to break down the scriptures and the prophecies. That's valuable. That's what's really valuable in this earth. This is the top most important thing in the universe, is what I'm speaking right now. Because if I were to tell one of these people going down the streets to come over here and break this down, I'll tell them, go and break down Daniel the 7th chapter. Right? They wouldn't be able to do it. They wouldn't be able to do it at all, because the Spirit of the Lord is not upon them. They ain't prophets. Only the prophets, the 144,000, are going to be able to break down the Bible front and back. Only those men. So, let's go to back Ezekiel 7. Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 16, it says, "The day that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valleys, all the morning, everyone for his iniquity. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon their faces, and baldness upon their heads." And these people are going to be ashamed. Right? It says that their knees are going to be weak as water. They're going to be buckling. Right? It says that in that day, right, men shall be as women, right? Completely helpless and defenseless, right? Because their mind is going to be broken. You see, that's what is really going to really have the elect on point, is that even though our bodies might be broken, you might break an arm, right? You might have a leg missing. Our mind is never going to be broken, right? That's what the elites hate, is that no matter what they throw in front of us, what they throw in front of the elect, Lord willing, I'm a part of that number, there's nothing that's going to separate us from the love of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Nothing. No money, okay? No bargain is going to be able to take this away from us. And that's why they hate us so much, because they know that a person like that, they can never control, right? You can't control a person like that. And that's the biggest threat to a government, is people you can't control. But Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 19 now, it says, "They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity." Right? So their silver is going to be cast in the streets. Their gold is going to be cast in the streets. And all this money ain't going to be able to deliver you in the day of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because it's going to be worthless. All these FRN notes, right, Federal Reserve notes, that's what the dollar is, are worthless. Okay, the dollar is a fiat currency. The only reason the dollar is afloat is because people believe in it. Okay. The only reason the dollar is afloat and is the mainstream worldwide hegemony currency is because people believe in it. Right? The dollar's not backed by anything. Okay. It hasn't been backed by gold ever since Nixon took it off the gold standard. So it ain't backed by anything. It's just an imaginary number. That's all it is. And they just print more and more and more and more and more. Right? There's no value in that. It says, they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity. Right? So because they didn't want to get right and they want to trust in their money, hey, they're not going to be able to satisfy their souls. Going into drinking, again, eating. They're not going to be able to do that because they didn't want to seek the Lord ultimately. It says, as for the beauty of his ornament, he said in majesty, but they made the images of their abominations and of their detestable things, therefore have I set it far from them. It says, I will give it into the hands of the strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil, and they shall pollute it. It says, my face will I turn also from them, and they shall pollute my secret place, and the robbers shall enter into it, and defile it. My face will I also turn also from them, they shall pollute. Read that? It says, make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. Okay, and that's exactly what America is. Right? A land filled with violence. Okay, a land full of, like I was saying, what these Edomites have done to our people, so-called Latinos, Negroes, Native Americans, is above wicked. Okay, and hey, if you go into the law, hey, it says that the only way to cleanse the land of the blood that has been shed is to shed the blood of those that shed it. Roughly paraphrasing. Right, so the only way to cleanse the land of the land of the blood that's on it is to shed the blood of those that shed the blood. If you know what I'm saying. Going into an eye for an eye. Okay, that's justice. That's a balance. But it says, wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Right? The Most High, and when it says he's going to bring the worst of the heathen, they shall possess their houses, going into how all these foreign troops are going to enter America. All these NATO troops, UN troops, right, mercenaries that are already here. When it's go time, they're going to be activated, right? Sleeper cells. They're going to be activated, and they're going to do whatever they want. Okay, and it's pretty much going to be these countries teaming up, because you see, you have all these sleeper cells here: Russia, China, Iran, all these other countries. They're here right now. And when violence, chaos starts ensuing, these sleeper cells are going to activate to make the chaos worse. Why are they going to do this? Because they want America to fall. It would be in their best interest to see America fall, right? So all these countries, sleeper cells, they're going to just make the chaos more and more and more to fulfill that agenda. And it says, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. It says, mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. It says, mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients. Right, so in that day, it says rumor upon rumor, mischief upon mischief. Right, people are going to be constantly pretty much talking, right, trying to figure out how to do things. Okay, and it's funny, I had a dream, which I believe was another vision. I pulled up to my house, and my family is a bunch of Cubans, man. We traveled to Manasseh, a bunch of Cubans. And Cubans are known for constantly, what's the word? Just being in the drama, right? Always trying to just talking about what people are happening. And pretty much Cubans I found to always be right in a group, right? But I pulled up to the house, and I remember in the dream I looked in the house, and I could tell it was already the time of Jacob's trouble. Shit has gone down. And I see the house, and there's about 15 Cubans, right? All together, sitting down, conspiring on what to do. They were thinking, damn, I already know. They were thinking, damn, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna get water? How are we gonna get food? How are we gonna survive? And there's 15 people together just plotting, right? How they're gonna do what and what. And I remember I came up in there, and they were talking and talking and talking. And I remember I told them, hey, y'all gotta just seek the Lord, and He gonna take care of y'all. And they looked at me like this, and just looked away, right? Because that's the 2/3. Those are the wicked. They don't want to hear the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They're gonna try to do it their own way, right? Rumor upon rumor, mischief upon mischief. It says, but then shall they seek. Like I was saying, let's give the example of the Cubans. It says, then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients. So when those Cubans that I was saying, let's say they were together, they finally realized we don't know what to do. Let's ask Carlos, right? I'm gonna be like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. What are you guys talking about? I don't know what it says. I'm gonna go dumb. I'm gonna go MIA. I'm not gonna be there because, hey, the Lord, He had the gates of mercy open for all this time, and He didn't want to get right. And now that everything's going down, you see you have no other option. Now's when you gotta get right. That ain't faith. That ain't faith. Ain't genuine faith, at least. But and ultimately that's going into the famine of the word. Let's get that. Amos chapter 8 and verse 11, it says, behold, the day is come, saith Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. Okay, that's exactly what's going to happen. All these wicked ass people out here, they're going to be looking for the word when things go down. It says in Psalms chapter 110 and verse 3, that thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. Our people are going to be willing when they see those nukes start coming down. Right, but at that time, it's too late. It's too late. It says they're going to be running to and fro seeking the word. And they're going to be looking everywhere. And I remember I remember that I had another vision. I believe it was a vision that I already could tell shit had gone down. And I was like in some rundown like motel. Like I felt like it was a rundown motel, hotel. And I remember I still had internet. There's still internet. And I remember I looked on my phone and I uploaded a video. And I looked at how many views that video had. It had 5 million views, man. 5 million views. Okay, and it was just probably going into another video, breaking down the scriptures. But it goes to show that I interpreted that as, hey, right now, because right now brothers will get maybe 100 views, 1,000 views, right? 1 view, 4 views, right? But and the reason for that is because shit hasn't gone down yet, right? These people still can believe in all the bullshit that they believe in. But when shit goes down and these people realize that they're Jesus Christ, they're Allah, they're Buddha, they're Krishna, ain't coming to save them, that's when they're going to be looking for answers. And the truth, hey, they're going to realize the importance of the truth. So that's why I interpreted that as, damn, 5 million views on one video, hey, now it's valuable. Because it's always been valuable. But when people need it, that's when it's going to be seen as valuable. And those views are going to be coming in. Right? Those women, Isaiah 4:1, are going to be coming in out of nowhere. Right? Because they're going to be looking for that protection. Right? And in that day, it says that a man shall be worth more than fine gold. Not just any man, a man of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of 1 man, saying, we will eat our own bread and make our own apparel. Let us only be called by thy name to take away our reproach. The man is the prize. And soon, the world is going to realize that even more. And some Cuban always passes by, man. This yucks. Cubans, man, Israelites. That's crazy. But as I was saying, what was I saying? I just lost my train of thought. Man, be with me. Oh, I was saying that soon the world's gonna know that the man is the prize, and that's actually already starting to happen. You see this on the red pill communities, and even though they be spitting some truth, but they also go way off. We see that in these communities, how the men are coming back to their true nature and realizing that they are the real deal. Okay, but soon when things really go down, that's where you're gonna see all the bullshit of feminism and transgenderism go out the window, right? Because a woman can't fight a man, right? A 140-pound woman can't do shit against a 260-pound man. And that's when they're gonna realize that we ain't equal. That's when they gonna realize that we ain't equal. But it says, right, famine of the word, just read it. Soon I ain't gonna be out here making videos. I'm going to camp. Right? It's gonna be another glory. Okay? Coming out here is gonna be illegal. Right? That's gonna be another thing. Somehow, some way, Esau, right, these devils are gonna criminalize, are gonna demonize the ministry. They're gonna, and I can already see how they're gonna do it. Right? They're gonna come out here and clip. They're gonna come out here and clip brothers' channels and videos, and probably make a crazy montage going into how the Bible says rape is allowed. The Bible says the so-called white man has to be destroyed and it has to be completely wiped out of this earth. They're gonna make clips like that and get it out of the context of everything, flip it together, say, see, these are a bunch of racists. Like I said, they're gonna demonize it somehow. And that's exactly what happened in ancient Rome when you go into Nero. Right? He pretty much destroyed the entire. He destroyed Rome and then blamed it on the Israelites. Okay, and we believe Nero to be Trump in the reincarnation. So it looks like Trump, if he comes in president, he might do the same thing. But let's go back to Ezekiel 7. I think I finished it. Now, one more scripture. 27, it says, the king shall mourn, and the prince shall be clothed with desolation, and the hands of the people of the land shall be troubled. I will do unto them after their way, and according to their deserts will I judge them, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. And that's the point, is that throughout the entire Bible it says that the Most High is going to judge you according to your ways. Right? And it says that his eye doesn't spare. He has no pity. Young, old, okay, man, woman, that doesn't care. He looks at the spirit and tries the inward. So let's go. I started off with the World War III and Iran. Let's go to Ezekiel 38 and break that down. This is Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 1. It says, and the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Now, when you go into Gog in the land of Magog, if you were to go where that land was anciently and compare it to today, it'd be exactly where Russia is at. Right? When it says Gog, land of Magog, it's talking about Russia. It says, and say, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Now turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and now bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company, with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Right, that's going into how the Most High, and he's going to bring Russia into this war. Right, he's going to bring Russia back into that USSR mindset. Okay, where they're just doing whatever they want. They're about that action. They were ready to go to war. Some savages, the bear. And they're going to come back to that primitive state. It says with horsemen, horses, a great army. Right, the Russian army, especially the men, these ain't no men to play with. Right, these are real men. And ultimately, when you go into it, almost real men, because a real man is a man that serves Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, first and foremost. I gotta put that out there. And if you do that, right, all the law, statutes, and commandments show you how to be a man. Right, so, but these men are masculine, right? They do all these types of workouts, right? They do all these types of wars, and they ain't gonna play when they come over here. But it says Persia, which Persia's talking about Iran. A lot of people don't know, but before Iran was called that, it's called Persia. It says Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. It says Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togomar of the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with thee. It says, Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And that's the point, is that all these countries that were listed, Russia is going to be a guard unto them. Russia is going to be the one at the forefront, right? You have Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, Turkey, okay, China, all these countries right there, but Russia is going to be the guard, the one at the forefront, the face. It says, after many days thou shalt be visited, in the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely all of them. And this is just going into how they're going to come into the land of Israel, that right now is safe. It says, Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. It says, Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee. Right, going into how, at a certain point, right, going into how many missiles are going to be going over Israel, destroying that place. Right, it says it's going to be like a cloud. It says, Thus saith Yahweh, and it shall come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. Right, so while you have Russia, Iran, okay, Lebanon destroying Israel, they're going to have an evil thought while they're doing that, It says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. Okay, the land of unwalled villages is going into America. Okay, it's talking about America. Right, remember, like I read in the beginning, it says that the least of the flock shall draw them out. Draw out who? The big boys. To do what? Destroy America at the end of the day. Babylon the Great. Right, but the reason it says unwalled villages, talking about America, is because if you were to look at a U.S. map, you see that there's 51 states, right, and they're all separated by line. Right, those states are symbolic for the villages. And it says that they're unwalled, right, because they have lines on the map, but if you were to go there, there's no actual wall separation. The land of unwalled villages. That's what it's talking about. It says to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. Right, so pretty much destroy this place. Now that's the end judgment of America, is nuclear destruction, to never be inhabited ever again by anybody. Let's get that in Jeremiah. Right, Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 39, it says, Therefore the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the islands shall dwell there, and the owls shall dwell therein. And they shall be no more inhabited forever, neither shall be dwelt in from generation to generation. Right, so only wild animals are going to be living here. Okay, no man or woman is going to come to America and inhabit this place. It's going to be forbidden. This says, As God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahweh, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. So it's going to be a wasteland. Okay, and also says that in Revelation, the 6th chapter, how this place is going to be a wasteland. Okay, it says it in Ezekiel, right? Isaiah 34, another wasteland. Okay, it's the same thing over and over again. Let's go to let's actually read up on top. Let's see what it says about how this place is going to be destroyed. Verse 9. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9 it says, For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her, from thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. Okay, and those arrows that shall be shot as of a mighty expert man, okay, is going into the nuclear missiles. Right? That's what it's talking about. And it says none shall return in vain. Because every single one of them that shot is going to do exactly what it needs to do. Right? It says in Joel, the 2nd chapter, that in the air, they're not going to run into each other. Right? The angels are going to be up there guiding every single missile to make sure it hits its target. Yeah, they're going to be able to go through all types of defense systems and hit the target. And it says, and they shall set themselves in array against her, from thence she shall be taken. Right? So from all the way in the east, over the sea, from thence, America is going to be taking Babylon. How's that going to happen? Those arrows, those missiles. Okay, it's talking about the same thing. It says, and that's the point, man. That's the point. So, pretty much started off the camp going into how Iran. Let me do a summary now. Iran is about to attack Israel. Iran today said that they don't care what the Saudi nation say. War is coming to Israel, 100%. It says we're supposed to hasten the day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So as all these things happen, our faith is supposed to be boosted more and more and more. And it only makes sense. Right? As shit gets worse and worse, we're going to have to need more faith. And as the prophecies take place, it gives us more faith because, A, it's actually happening. Right? It's right in front of our faces. So, that happened. Iran is going to attack Israel soon. And prophecy is unfolding in front of our faces. So, brothers and sisters out there, Akim and Akwaf, it's important to stay safe, get your mind in order, because soon, that's the only thing that's going to matter is your mindset. Right? How spiritual you are. Right? Money, silver, all that is going to be worthless. And only faith in Yahweh Shai and the fear of Yahweh Shai is going to be important. So with that, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shai, Kodash. Double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom to your elect. Shalom.